Well, I'm feeling. I might as well crack out a sub-story, eh? Yeah, this one's a pretty talkative one. There's lots of text in this one, but it's still pretty cool because it introduces an old friend from the past, and I can't turn that down. But yeah, here's Muramatsu just standing by himself, going, okay, well, let's talk to the old chunky ball of wax there, see what he's got to say. He's like, oh, Suzuki-san, like, oh, you look tired. I don't know. Thank you for your effort. Yeah, Osakari-sama. That's really big in the business world over there among his coworkers. But he's just like, well, I'm not really tired. But what business do you have with me? And he was just like, look, man, I just saw you and I just came over to say hi, pretty much. And he's like, well, you got no business with me, then why'd you come over and say hi? And he's like, well, there's no reason. But, oh my god, it's Yuya! Yeah, he's been around ever since the first game. He's a host. He used to work for a club named Stardust. He runs it now. And he's been a big help to Kiryu in the past, at least in the first two games. He kind of fell off the map after that. But yeah, he's just like, Kiryu, holy crap, like, why are you here? And, oh god, this guy's calling him Kiryu right in front of his coworkers, like, who knows him as Suzuki. That's not good. Yeah, he's just like, oh, it's Yuya. Remember me from Stardust? He's like, Yuya? Oh, he should be like in Counter Show being a host. Like, what the hell? And Muramatsu's like, hey, you know this guy, Suzuki? But but he keeps calling you Kiryu. Like, what's up with that? He's like, what? Why are you calling him Suzuki? And Kiryu's like, oh, he's in a rock and a hard place right now. Like, Jesus. And you got the option here. You can either play dumb or you can just not look at him. And I'm going to be a dick. And yeah, let's just pretend that we didn't notice him. Even though we were staring at him like a bit while ago. And he's just like, well, Muramatsu, good to see you. I'm off. Yeah. He's like, where are you going so fast? Like, this guy seems like he knows you. He's like, yeah, what are you talking about? Which guy? And that's like a total dick thing to say. And he was like, what the hell are you saying, man? Like me. Oh, look at the time. I gotta go back to the company. He was like, company? Are you a salary man now? And like, well, why do you keep calling him Kiryu-san? Like, no, well, that's Kiryu. He's the dragon of Dojima. Like, what the hell? Dragon of Dojima. What the hell's that? Well, who's that? Who are you? And he just talks about more like, oh, I'm Yuya. I'm from Tokyo, and I'm a host. Anyways, Kiryu, you're supposed to be over in Okinawa. Like, what the hell? I didn't think you'd be here. And Muramatsu's just questioning him, like, you know, this Yuya person, he really seems like he knows you. He was like, of course, man. Like, right, Kiryu? And yeah, that stuff. Like, I gotta get out of here, man. What am I gonna do? And you can also play dumb still, or you can tell him to, like, piss off. And, of course, we'll just keep being a dick. He's like, knock it off! Like, I don't know this Kiryu guy. Like, you're completely wrong. And he was like, oh, that voice. Like, holy shit, that voice. I remember that voice. Of course it's you, Kiryu. He's like, I'm Suzuki. And like, why are you being such a jerk to me, man? Anyways, Muramatsu's stepping up to the plate here. It's just like... Yeah, and he's just like, well, this guy's completely wrong. Like, he keeps calling you Kiryu. Like, he must be messed up in the head. Yeah. And Kiryu's like, yeah, I think you're right, man. Yeah, and he's just like, well, if you keep acting like this, I'm gonna... How do you feel about me going to call the cops? Yeah, Kiryu, you're gonna call the cops. Yeah, whatever. And yeah, it kind of sinks in. Yuya's just like, oh, well, I guess I'm wrong. Sorry about that. And Kiryu's like, I'm sorry, Yuya, in his head. And Yuya says something really weird here. It's like, oh, where can I go now? Like, what the hell? Well, where can I go disappear now? That's kind of a weird thing to say. And Kiryu's like, oh, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to fight, but, you know, you were wrong. And Munamatsu's like, well, he didn't seem like a bad guy. It just looks like he's in a bad place right now. And Munamatsu decides he's going to go. And Kiryu feels really bad. Doesn't really matter because Yuya is coming back to talk to us. And yeah, and he's just like, yeah, you really are Kiryu, aren't you? Like, I'm not mistaken. And it's just because you're with that Muramatsu guy, right? Like, that's why you're pretending to be somebody else. And Kiryu's got no reason to keep playing dumb now, so he's just kind of like, yeah, you're right. Sorry about being a dink. Anyways, let's just go somewhere else and talk. And, this you learn like more about it later on, and this is the first hint the game gives at it, like the first time it explicitly tells you, but yeah, you don't know all the details yet, but it's just like, oh well, so idol, so Haruka could go off and become an idol. That's why you left and you hid your true identity. So that's why you did that. And you can kind of figure out like Kiryu's a Yakuza, and she's becoming an idol, and that's probably not good to have like a guy like him hanging around. And yeah, they kind of spell it out here, like kind of weird way to reveal it in a sub story, but yeah. And Yuya just kind of points out, was like, yeah, so if you were close to her, like that would cause her trouble. So yeah, you had no choice but to do that. No choice. And like you're even using a false name. And like even Kiryu's doing this. Yeah. Yeah, even Kiryu's like that. I came up and like started jabbing her away. Like, sorry about that, man. And Kiryu's like, don't apologize. Just like, yeah. Yeah, I came to Fukuoka and I didn't think I'd run into a guy from my past like I just did. Well, I guess he's run into like 3 guys so far, like Yuya, Kamiyama, and Mac. And Kiryu's like, well, why are you here? And that's where Yuya just says like, hey man, I'm just on vacation. I just wanted to get away from a bit. And Kiryu asks like, well, how's Stardust going? Kazuki, the guy who entrusted Stardust to Yuya here, is just like, yeah, you still running it, like, due to that guy? And Yuya's just like, it's going okay. And he's just like, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, Kiryu picks up something that's kind of crazy with that, or something's up with that, and he's just like, well, are you really just on vacation, Yuya? And he's like, what? Why are you asking me that? And Kiryu just says, like, well, the way you're talking, like, yeah, you're pretty bad at hiding things. Yeah, trying to hide things. Your way of speaking is kind of lousy. And, just try talking with me. Like, it might be okay if you talk to me. Like, clear some things up. And Yuya drops the bomb. He's just saying, like, I think I don't want to be a host anymore. And Kiryu's like, what? Yeah, and yeah, he talks about like for a long time he's just been on the road and been in a rut as being a host. He's been raising like the new guys up for a long time. And, he's just getting kind of bored with it. He's kind of lost his fire, as it were. Yeah, he's lost itself and like feels like there's a huge hole in his chest. Yeah, even being like a host talking to hot women all night. Yeah, that's got to be a drag. Actually, it is a drag. There's a documentary about it called The Great Happiness Space that you should check out sometime. Like, yeah, it's not all fun and games. I mean, a lot of fun and games, but not all of it. Yeah, he's just kind of lost his way. He's thinking about leaving Stardust and going off somewhere new. Yeah, he's trying to find himself again. And Kiryu is just, no. I keep calling him Kiryu. What the hell's wrong with me? Yuya is just like, yeah, that's kind of cliche, isn't it? Like, oh, I'm going on a trip to find myself. I've become one of those guys. And Kiryu asks, like, did you say anything to Kazuki yet? Like, what the hell? Like, didn't he leave, like, Stardust you to run? And Yuya's just like, well, I haven't said anything to him yet. Like, it would probably kind of tick him off if, like, he heard about that. And yeah, Yuya says, like, if I went back to Stardust now, there's no doubt that I'd probably just straight up quit. Yeah, he's been a sad sack. He's whinging on about it. Poor guy. But yeah, he's he's now that he's met Kiryu again, like he's kind of had kind of a revelation. Not like the cool kind of revelation where you find out how to like jam a guy's head into a post box and smash it, but yeah, and he's gonna be like Kiryu. He's gonna become another person and make a fresh start. Yeah, he's gonna find another job. Doesn't matter. He's just gonna try to find like a job, like even like if it's the lowest of the low. But yeah, whatever. And he really has no intention of going back to becoming a host again. And he says, "Thank you for buying me udon." Like, what the hell? Why is Kiryu buying him udon? He's a host. He makes tons of money. And Kiryu wonders to himself, like, well, is this really cool? Should he be going off and doing that? And yeah, it's like, think that's be over. But no, you just got to get a little ways, and you'll get a message from Yuya telling you what he's doing now. Like, I guess he found a job in the next 2 minutes or so, but yeah, whatever.